Hello, happy Thursday. I'm going to go through the choice board. I hope everything went well yesterday with line plots and all of that fun stuff. If not, let me know. Let me know if you have questions. I'm going to go through the little choice board for today, though. All right. So in ELA today, we are talking about retelling our stories. And so we talked about this a little before when we did like reading Rainbow book reviews and things. So this is today we're going to work on retelling the story. We want to make sure that we include all the important details without telling every single detail. So we want the important things, but we don't want every single detail. I put a little chart, a little graphic in here. I just really like, it's what I would show you if we were in class. I'm going to use the story Hair Love because we read it yesterday. And many times before that. So if I was going to fill out the chart, I would do somebody is Zuri, wanted to make her hair special, but she couldn't do it by herself or she couldn't do it alone. So her dad helped her while watching a video. Then she got to surprise her mom with her fancy hair. And you can see if you go down the little chart, I just answered the questions. Who is the main character? What did the main character want? What was the problem? How did the character try to solve the problem? And then the solution. And so if I put it all together, the sentence I would write, or sentences I would write, is Zuri wanted to make her hair special, but she couldn't do it alone. She had her dad help her while watching a video. Then she got to surprise her mom with fancy hair. So that allows me to retell the story and tell the important things that happen without telling every single detail. So today, while you are reading whatever book of your choice, and it can be one that you have already read, like we did with Hair Love, or you can choose a different story. I want you I just want the sentence that I did at the end, but if it would make it easier for you to fill in that chart, please do that. And you can do it just in your journal. So after reading, you're going to retell the story in a 3 to 4 sentence summary. Remember, you can use keywords. Somebody wanted, but so I put on there. And then write. So in the story, Hair Love by, I would say the author, Zuri, and I can finish that sentence. So that's what you're doing for ELA today. All right, math. We are continuing with line plots. So this is an example. This is how to describe the line plot. When we went over the line plot together in our Google Meet, I was able to ask you some questions, and that's basically they're giving the answers to questions like that. And so it says, looking at like this line plot, which I know is a little fuzzy, I'm sorry. It says 8 students in total were measured for their height. They counted all the X's. There were 8. 3 students measured 53 inches. So looking at 53, so what they're doing is looking at the chart and giving you 5 like facts from the chart. And that's what you're going to do with the next chart. So again, 3 students measured 51 inches. And it tells you how they got the answers. You don't necessarily have to add that in, but I want you to look at the next chart and give me 5 facts that you could write about that line plot. So here is your line plot. You're going to describe the line plot. It says to the right, but it's underneath on candy bars. And I know it's a little fuzzy. I'm sorry. Give me 5 facts, just like the slide before this. You can say how many candy bars there are. Count the total number of X's. You can tell me how many candy bars were 3, how many candy bars were 2 or more, how many candy bars were less than 2, how many were the same. Answer any of those questions. Give me 5 facts that you can tell me about candy bars based on this chart. All right. Science for today. I am very sad that we are not together for this unit. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of resources out there on animals. Please feel free to do as much as you want, or just do this slide. A really fun place to go is Pebble Go, and you can research reptiles and animals and things like that if mom and dad say that that's okay. Remember, go through our school website to get there. So that we're going to talk about animals and their environment. So today we're talking about reptiles. Reptiles are things like crocodiles and snakes and lizards and turtles and tortoises. Reptiles are not slimy. So think about animals like snakes that are scaly sometimes and are not slimy. So not frogs. Those are not reptiles. They all regularly shed their outer skin, even turtles and tortoises. When I had turtles in my classroom, they would shed that skin off their shell. Their activity depends on the temperature in their environment. So, unlike birds and mammals, reptiles do not maintain a consistent body temperature. So our body temperature is always the same. When it's cold outside, it's still the same. When it's warm inside, it's still the same. Reptiles cannot control their body temperature. And so if it's cold outside, they're going to be very cold. If it's warm outside, they're going to be very warm. Without fur or feathers for insulation, they cannot stay warm on a cold day. And without being able to sweat or pant like dogs, they cannot cool off on a hot one. Instead, they move into the sun. So that's why we see turtles that are sunbathing out. Think about our Lake Conisty trip. They were all out on the logs and stuff. Or they move into the shade, or even sometimes dig into the ground to find cool. During cooler parts of the year, they become inactive. So that's why we don't see snakes in the winter. Only boas and pythons give birth to live youngs. All other reptiles give birth to eggs in nests or things like that. And usually they leave them and go. And then the young hatch out months later and can glide or walk or swim within hours of being born. So you are going to draw and label 2 illustrations that could be in a book about reptiles. Okay, so based on the information I just said, you're going to draw and label 2 illustrations that could be in a book about reptiles. Remember, illustrations in a nonfiction book must represent facts. So you can draw a picture of turtles sunbathing out on that log to try to stay warm. You can draw a picture of snakes laying eggs and leaving them. You can draw a picture of their scaly skin. You can draw a picture of any of that stuff. Just make sure that you're labeling it. Okay. And remember, this can be done in your writing journal. Is perfectly fine. If you have another piece of paper, that's fine too, but it can be done in your writing journal. Because this is such a great unit, there are lots of other resources out there. Roper Mountain Science Center is a really good one, and you can go and look at some of their reptiles. So here are 2 links if you would like to do that. You do need to log in to Discovery Education first. And remember, we do that by going to google.discoveryeducation.com, and then you log in with your username and password, just like you do for regular Google, and then you have to come back and click on the link again. If you need help with that, please email me. But students, we have done that a lot in our classroom. And if you scroll down through Google Classroom, you'll see those directions again. Okay. All right, and related arts. Today is art. You're going to choose one of these 3 activities. And again, I am getting great pictures and videos from people. I love it. I love to see your faces. So feel free to send me stuff. So one option is to draw an animal playing a musical instrument. What instrument is your animal playing? Where is he? Add lots of details. You could add it. You could do a reptile, but it cannot be a part of your reptile page because the reptile page is in a nonfiction book and they don't actually play instruments. You can find empty toilet paper rolls and create a sculpture using these. You can cut them and fold them and tape them together. They actually can be lots of fun. Or you can create an airplane using lines, shapes, and color to design your airplane. You can make more than just one and test which one flies better. So it gives you a little picture on how to make a very simple one, but there are lots of different paper airplanes that you can make. See which one flies better. Today's probably not going to be the best day for that, but maybe you can try it out in the house. And then for your like recess activity that they want us to add, the calendar for fitness today is reach and touch your toes while counting to 30. Go slow and repeat it 3 times. All right, my loves, that is it for Thursday. I hope that you guys are enjoying this, and I hope that you are having a great day, and I miss you so much. Next week, I'm going to get to go into our classroom, and so I'm going to take pictures and videos, and I'll send them to you because I'm sure you guys miss that as much as I do. Love you, and see you tomorrow.